Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Memories of work. When I was maybe 6 years old, I remember my dad saying with enthusiasm the word work. I inferred that he thought work was important. In 7th grade, I was in study hall, not studying, and another kid, named Jules Bayless, who played the saxophone, asked if I wanted to join him and a drummer to play for a New Year's Eve party at a Montauk Point Air Force Base. I played piano. He could pay me $25. Well, I'd never been paid a penny before, so of course I said yes. We were too young to drive, of course, so we took a taxi from where we lived, Queens. In horror, we saw the meter keep clicking. Montauk Point is the furthest point on Long Island. The fare was $147. That is $1,607 in today's dollars. Fortunately, a guy from the Air Force said he would just charge it to the Air Force. Thank you, taxpayer. At the end of the gig, we trudged. Jules sent Ken Sokoloff, he was with his drummer, with drum set, and me up the stairs to the elevated platform of the Long Island Railroad. There was a sign, New Year's Day hours, first train, 12 noon. We slept on the snowy, windy platform. My next vivid musician memory came at age 15 when I was the pianist for the show band at the Hotel Gibber in the Catskills. Where was my room? The 3-foot crawl space under the stage. I didn't mind. Maybe a year later, I had some after-school job, clerical, I guess. On the first day, I came in right at 9, and I saw half a dozen employees just sitting there, chatting or reading a newspaper. Naively, I asked, "How come you're not working?" I don't recall the response. In college, I drove a New York City taxi cab. My most memorable passenger was Neil Miller, who was a pioneer of research on biofeedback. I joked, "I'm not letting you out of the cab until you give me a job." Well, he did, and that was key to my getting into grad school at Berkeley. Also, while I was in college, I volunteered at a drug hotline. So many people's lives hurt by drugs. I felt impotent to help much other than to listen, discourage suicide, and encourage them to talk with a professional. After finishing my PhD, which supposedly made me an expert on education, I felt like a fraud until I could successfully teach challenging kids. So I took a job in the inner-city Richmond, California public schools. I had a hard time controlling the class, let alone getting them to learn. I tried a lot of things, firmness, niceness, and when neither worked well enough, innovations like mounting short versions of The Wizard of Oz, Oliver, and The Sound of Music. Getting the Richmond Police Department to give the class unclaimed bicycles, which we repaired and then wrote a repair manual. I even convinced the Bally Corporation to donate a Ms. Pac-Man machine for me to use as a reward for good behavior. It all went pretty well until, to give the kids a chance to experience middle-class life, I invited the class to spend an overnight with my family, and those who couldn't fit in our house to stay in my aide's house. Well, the next morning, the aide said that 2 of them had raped her. I needed to escape to the ivory tower and was able to get part-time temp lecturer positions, but despite good student evaluations, none got converted into a real job. Not sure what to do, I became an independent college and then career counselor, which this day I am. I've been surprised at how slowly most people change, even PhD scientists. I especially enjoy working with them. Maybe it's because I'm a bad career counselor, but my clients almost universally praise me, and I do feel competent, so I'm not convinced it's inferiority. Maybe it's because it is hard to make a major change that defies one's genetics, upbringing, peer influence, and societal norms. So, in recent years, I have focused more on helping clients make career tweaks rather than radical changes, helping improve their communication skills, navigate office politics, and efficient ways to keep learning, for example, quality querying of chatbots. I could also tell you about having been let go as a writer for prestigious media outlets, but I fear that'll seem like sour grapes, although honestly, I do believe that factors other than merit were operative. As a sideline, I hybridize roses that are small enough for old people to plant and don't require spraying, yet have the classic pointed hybrid tea form, which I consider most beautiful. A lesson to share with you, I have never taken even one botany course, yet have earned more than $100,000 in royalties. Having seen the poor time and cost-effectiveness of degrees, even a PhD from Berkeley, when I wanted to learn rose hybridizing, I chose to forego State U for UU, a combination of Google searches and asking questions of experts, and then just starting to hybridize, even though I was in an apartment. I had roses in 5-gallon soy sauce containers hanging from my windowsill. I kept learning what I needed when I needed it, just-in-time learning. My other sideline is writing. My work gets few views, but I keep writing because I have control over what I write, well, at least subject to today's rather restrictive so-called guardrails. And writing uses my best skill, thinking, and in turn writing. Lesson: using one's best skills, even if not remunerative, is often worth it. Writing in expectation of serious money approaches lottery odds, unless you're already famous. The Clintons, the Obamas, and Oprah have no trouble selling books. As I reread this, my reaction is gratitude for having inherited my father's brain and health. I never take those for granted. Instead, I keep trying to make the most of what I'm given. Well, anyway, are there any implications of my tales for you? That's Memories of Work. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 36 books. Perhaps most relevant to this is How to Do Life and Work Stories, but all 36 are on Amazon. In any event, I thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.